everybody, it's Maggie. I am here with Kenny Duncan, the lead educator for Andis. We are at this very cool barber competition during the ISSE, and he just told me the most amazing story and how you learn to always be prepared for mobile barbering. So fill us in, tell us the story, and give us your tips.
Well, here's what I learned. I learned there's a difference between being union and non-union barbers and hairstylists. I personally am the stylist for the Lady Gaga's production team, the band, the dancers, and so on and so forth. I had the opportunity to override being with the union by cutting in the Embassy Studios with them. And one of the things that happened was I was cutting in the dark. The reason why is because I'm not union. The union barbers and hairstylists put me in an area that wasn't suffice for typical haircutting. I was 16 feet from the nearest outlet, and I was with bad lighting. So here are my top clipper tips for mobile service barbering so that you can be in a position where you can earn your way, just like me, to go from being hired to cut 3 people to end up being cutting 7 people. And that was for Saturday Night Live, the most recent episode that Lady Gaga was on. Tip number 1, make sure your tools are cleaned at all times using your Andis Cool Care. Tip number 2 is use contrasting color combs. The contrasting color combs will allow you to see what you can't see in the dark. When you use a comb that allows you to offer contrast, light hair for dark combs and dark hair combs for light hair, it allows you to see what you can't see. Using cordless tools, the super ionic, using cordless tools, the Super Ion 120, Simline Pro, these were my favorite tools to use for that particular service and every other service I've done. And even last night when I was cutting hair for the Grammys, these tools did me well. I didn't have to worry about plugging up in the outlet. I didn't have to worry about bad lighting. My clipper tips, cordless tools, bright color combs, and make sure your stuff stays clean.
Okay, one quick question. You were telling me that people don't clean their tools properly, even if they're doing it for every client. What are your tips for cleaning tools?
You never want to put too much oil and any liquids on your blades. You want to make sure you have just enough to get a thin film of lubrication between the cutter blade and the comb blade. 5 dabs of oil. You don't want to use it like a SketchUp. 5 dabs, 3 across the front, 1 on each side on the back. Wipe off any excess and you're good to go.
So cool. Well, thanks for giving us this
Thank
time.
you.
Have
Appreciate
fun.
it.
We'll see you. Bye.